If you don't make mewing a habit within the first 3 months, you are guaranteed to fail. Not just at mewing, but at life. If you can't even maintain proper tongue posture and breathe through your nose, I mean, how are you gonna get a job, get a girlfriend, get the frisbee in the basket from 35 meters with a southwesterly wind blowing at 25 meters per second? There is no hope for you. You're gonna watch some sleazy YouTuber explain how to mew. You're gonna try it out. You're gonna try on and off for 3 to 6 months, and then you're gonna give up. You're gonna end up like one of those people on Reddit complaining about how mewing ruined their face because they spread their teeth apart, they caused asymmetry where one side of their face is more defined than the other, or they caused a double chin where there's this little lump of fat under their chin. I can't even do it. I'm simply too chiseled. Then what usually happens is you get depressed and you leave work for the day and you're sitting in traffic for 45 minutes listening to Taylor Swift, which is the only good part of your day. You get home and everything's just empty. Everything's been stolen. There's graffiti all over the walls and you just sit down, or rather your human fecal matter slide down against the wall next to the place where your sofa used to be, but now there's a raccoon nest. You just sit there and sob in the darkness until one of the raccoons bites you. I started mewing in 2020 and was very close to giving up 4 months in when I still wasn't sure if I was doing it right and I still didn't feel natural at all. What I wish I did from the very beginning was just put in a bunch of effort right in, like a really intense 2 to 4 week period, and try to make it become a habit straight away instead of just like 20 minutes a day, an hour a day, 2 hours there. Just really intense. Try to automate it in your brain, make it like blinking. You don't have to think about it. It's the exact same if you're trying to fix your back posture. You don't just like, I'm gonna sit up straight for 20 minutes every day. No, I mean, every time you realize you're slouching, you correct it and you try to keep it for as long as you can, because it's not going to make a difference. Once again, mewing is tongue posture. It's posture. You got to be doing it all the time. Mewing isn't a jawline exercise or a face exercise. It's just breathing through your nose and maintaining a correct tongue posture. Doing those things we humans were designed to do, but modern lifestyles and diets have made it difficult and we've kind of lost our way. And now mewing is this trend of going back to how it was. Anyway, after 4 months of trying to mew, what I realized is I need to have this really intense period where I mew all the time and try to just make it a habit, put in all the effort I needed, just really fight at it. And if that didn't work, I would just give up. It worked, and the rest is history. I went from this to this in 13 months. I did 5 things to remind myself constantly to mew, and the 6th thing didn't even exist when I was mewing, but I wish it did because it's better than all the other 5 combined. Just because you remember to mew all day doesn't mean you actually can mew. There's lots of problems with braces, or your tongue doesn't fit between your teeth. There's many questions. You might be on a different level to Raw Dog 89 that telling you how to mew on Reddit. I got a plan for you too. Oh, one more thing. You wouldn't want to make smoking a habit, right? And you wouldn't want to make cocaine a habit. You wouldn't want to habitually fart every time you entered the quiet section of the library. Well then, if you can't mew perfectly, then you don't want to make that a habit because it's bad. That's when you can mess up your face. So learn how to mew perfectly in this video. Go and watch that. If you still have trouble mewing, then you need to subscribe and like this video, because I have a video coming where I'm literally going to answer every single mewing question that is left unanswered. The video is going to be like an hour long answering every mewing question. The first most simple thing I did is sticky notes. I would just simply write on them mew or remember to mew, and then I would just place them all around my place. They're bright colors, so you're going to see them and then you're going to be reminded. So place them everywhere. On your desk, on your fridge, on your bathroom mirror, on a book that you're reading, on your computer, your pantry door, the corner of your TV, above your bathroom door handle. This one's for something else my girlfriend's got me working on. Don't forget to wipe every time you go number 2. It's like, what's the point of wiping if I'm just going to do it again later? This one works really great for visual learners. Sticky notes are an especially good visual cue for those that don't look at their phone often. Brings me to the second one, your phone wallpaper. You use your phone a lot. You pick it up like hundreds of times every day. It's insane. That's why you can just make a digital version of a sticky note, which is your wallpaper. Create some sort of image or text and just have that as your background. You could have handsome Squidward and it reminds you, God damn, I want to look like handsome Squidward, man. Or you can just have like the words mewing, a picture of Mike Mew, no homo, or yours truly. I would be flattered. Mewtwo, the Pokemon, just like a mewing meme. Third one is getting help from a friend. You can just have like a mewing buddy, which is kind of hard. Not everyone talks about mewing with other people, but if you have a friend that's doing it with you, try to message them regularly like mew, and they'll message you back just to like keep each other accountable. It's going to be way easier to stick to anything if you have someone keeping you accountable, especially a close friend, someone you care about. They can either text you, or if you're physically in the same location, if you work together or you're studying study together in the same class, then you can just like nudge each other and be like, you mewing, bro? If you don't have someone to remind you, use technology to remind you. Set alarms regularly. They go off, I don't know, every 20 minutes, and they just say like mew on the screen. That's going to remind you because it's going to buzz in your pocket. If you're at work, make sure you're on silent so you're not sending alarms off all the time, annoying everyone. Probably best just to have a vibrate on silent in your pocket, and that's going to remind you, and there's no way to escape that. A good one to set the tone for the day is your morning alarm. Make it say mewing when it like goes off. So you roll over, you're all groggy eyed, you pick up your phone and shut the hell up, and it says mewing, and then you're gonna be, that's like how you start your day, like I'm gonna mew. And I know this sounds like pretty silly to get so much into mewing, but remember, you just want to do like a real intense 2-week period and just get everything automated and make it a habit. After that, you don't have to be as hardcore. Fifth thing I used was psychological triggers. This is basically when you associate something with something else in your own head. No one else can see it. So what I would do is whenever I would touch a doorknob or open a door, I would train myself to think of mewing, and I would do that consciously for like about a day, and after that, every time I touched a doorknob, I would be reminded of mewing, and then I would mew. And it turns out I touched doorknobs at some level of frequency, some like, I don't know, like every 45 minutes, and that was frequent enough to be a good reminder. So look at yourself in the mirror, put your tongue up. Touch a doorknob, put your tongue up. Open the fridge, put your tongue up! After a few days or weeks of this, you're going to automatically do these things based on these triggers. And the sixth one that didn't exist when I was mewing, but I wish it did, it would have made it so much easier, is called the Mewing Reminder app. The best way to remember mewing is to leverage your phone. You can program it any way you want. It's always with you. It can make sounds. It can give you visual cues. It can give you motivation. Your phone is just an excellent tool for this. So this Mewing Reminder app comes with push notifications that you can set that it will remind you at different intervals to mew, and as well as it's got like training on how to mew, which is pretty important because most people still don't know how to do it. I might have to do another tutorial actually. It's going to help you take pictures to track your progress. It's going to give you training routines. There's like a community element on it. And yeah, a lot of people on Reddit are using this, and you just need it for like 2 weeks to a month to get that really intense period where you make mewing a habit. Anyway, the Mewing Reminder app, I seriously recommend to anyone that actually is serious about mewing. By getting that, you'll prove to yourself that you actually want this. You can use promotion code MAT, which will get you 30% off. The app itself is free, but there's some like paid plans, very cheap, that you can customize your reminders to suit your day. Anyway, check it out. Link is in the description. Use promo code MAT for 30% off. How long will it take before mewing actually becomes a habit? I think that mewing can become a lifelong habit in 2 months. If you really commit for 2 months, every hour, every day, you're never going to have to think about mewing ever again. There's no defined number of days it takes to build a habit. Depends on different people, different strokes for different folks. I talked to plenty of people that have been mewing for over a year, and they still have to think about it and tell themselves. Other people can really automate it in a few weeks. So how long it takes to make it a habit can vary wildly, depending on your age, depending on the width of your palate, the organization of your teeth, the strength of your tongue, and your masseter muscles. Don't compare yourself to others. As you know, mewing isn't a workout, and you shouldn't have to force yourself to do it every day. It should be automated, like blinking, breathing, and pumping blood. It's posture. Building a habit is best done with intense periods of dedication rather than dragging it out and not making any progress. Use sticky notes, alarms, friends, wallpapers, psychological triggers, and the Mewing app to automate it for yourself. Once you can mew, you will get all the health and beauty benefits on autopilot. Lovely. Just don't completely screw up your face by making one of these 10 mewing mistakes.